In an Oval Office briefing, President Trump was asked whether the plan to redirect $155 million of FEMA funding in light of the coming hurricane season was still on track. President Trump voiced that there would have been plenty of funding for Florida had it been directly hit. But now that the hurricane is expected to merely scrape the coastline, FEMA aid is far from jeopardized. The $155 million in FEMA aid is still going toward our border crisis.
We need help on the border. The numbers are really good. I want to thank again the country of Mexico. They have 25,000 soldiers right now protecting our border, and they've done a fantastic job, so we appreciate that very much. Mexico has never helped us on the border, and they are now 25,000 soldiers.
Acting Secretary McAleenan added that the additional funding and regional alliances have been essential to the decrease in border crossings.
But we're looking at a reduction of over 50% from May to today. Continued partnership with Mexico. I just got back, Mr. President, from El Salvador last week, where we signed a new agreement to continue to work together on irregular migration. So we're getting a lot of partnership from the countries in the region with your leadership, and again, applying those resources at the border to enhance our security.
To add to this drop in border crossings, President Trump also praised the Supreme Court's recent ruling allowing the Pentagon to redirect funds towards the border wall.
We think we're going to have close to 500 miles of wall, which will be complete. That'll be what we wanted to do, is about 500 miles that will take care of all of the areas that we wanted, including some of the marginal areas that we didn't necessarily need.
President Trump added that the Pentagon was not only willing to divert part of its $3.6 billion budget toward a border wall, but that the Department of Defense views a border wall as a national security issue.
The Secretary of Defense spoke with members of Congress, and he feels it's a national security problem. I do too. It is. When you have thousands of people trying to rush our country, I think that's national security. When you have drugs pouring into our country, I view that as national security. And he had very good conversations with various members of Congress.
The FEMA funding solution is a workaround to Congress being unwilling to help border agents address the border crisis. The FEMA aid would fund detention beds and the transportation needs of illegal aliens at our border. Though border crossings have been cut in half since May, border agents and detention facilities are still overwhelmed. This reprogrammed FEMA aid is aimed directly toward alleviating the border crisis without adversely affecting FEMA's abilities in hurricane relief efforts. Rion, One America News, the White House.
Want to see more videos like this? Click on the link below and subscribe to One America News on YouTube. And call your cable provider and kindly demand that One America News is added to your lineup. Call and subscribe today.